this flower represents Morgan because it's not all peppy and happy like the rest of these flowers. It kind of represents him, like, not alive anymore, but he's kind of the one out of the bunch who's kind of different.
For Kelsie Trudeau, it's a way of remembering, even when some of the memories aren't so clear.
My sister, she was older when it happened, and so was my brother, DJ. And so they got to know more than I did. Like, I probably knew him the least. So I think it's unfair they took him before I got to really get to know my big brother.
When Kelsie was just 7 years old, her brother Morgan was struck in the back of the head with a baseball bat.
That is etched in my memory like it was yesterday, when they come in and they tell you there's been an accident, and yeah, I just remember dropping to the floor, screaming.
Morgan died instantly. Today, his killer walks free.
It was, in a sense, it was first-degree murder. He went home, changed his clothes, grabbed the bat, came back 2 hours later, saw my son walking, and snuck up behind him and his friend. So, for all intents and purposes, it was first degree, but that's very hard for the police to prove. So they charged him with second, and then he pled a deal for manslaughter and time served.
It's a tough story to be part of your journey, but Kelsie's found another way to walk through it.
The first meeting was at the Mennonite Heritage Gallery. I noticed her standing in this corner of the gallery for a long time, or what seemed like a long time to me, and not moving from in front of one particular piece.
And when I saw the Guardian piece, I instantly connected to that one because it reminded me of my brother.
As an artist, Debbie DANELLEY has worked through difficult stories like Kelsie's before. And after Kelsie told her about the murder of her brother, she couldn't get their conversation out of her head. She contacted the artist behind The Guardian, and the response was simple: give her the piece. From there, a relationship was born. And in preparation of Kelsie's first art exhibit, she brought forward her most treasured pieces.
Interestingly enough, it had almost a ghost-like appearance to it. The face was very white and undefined, but also very flat.
Then I drew it and went to her, and she told me to add stuff and to enhance it and like more shadowing, and it turned out really good. And I hope it's a good interpretation of my brother.
When she brought that piece back for the final time, it was like night and day. And she knew it, like we all knew it as soon as we looked at it, the difference that it made, and it really made him look real.
That's the goal, to keep Morgan real.
I think it's really important not to just forget about him and forget whatever happened. He's like still part of our lives.
We talk about Morgan all the time, and he's everywhere in the house. Just because I'm always trying to check in and see where they're at or how they're doing, because it's so different for them because they're so young, and I don't think that they really have tools to deal with grief.
Losing Morgan was no accident. Kelsie and her family have had to grow in ways that are inconceivable to most.
15 months of actual time served is not long enough for taking a life, and I'll continue saying that. And I would have liked an apology, and I never got it. That would have meant the world to me if at the sentencing, after we gave our impact statements, if he would have actually showed some remorse and apologized, but he didn't, so.
I think that we've definitely coped with everything, like we've gone through all the grieving stages. We've probably forgiven somewhat, but like there's always going to be some part of you that's like it's unjust, like he shouldn't get off for what he's done.
The things that she may have learned aren't necessarily about anything in particular skill-wise, but I'm hoping it's things like learning to just go an extra step to make something better, and that doesn't have to be art-related, really. It can be anything.
This is the last photo taken of Morgan before he died, but it won't be the last memory. It will hang as part of a bigger exhibit this month at the Mennonite Heritage Gallery, but this one's not for sale. For Shaw TV, I'm Kim Kasher.